Hey, I'm excited once again to promote an upcoming externship with a relatively new EFT community, the Hampton Roads EFT community. We're going to launch their first ever externship. It should be small, intimate, and fun, September 15th through the 18th, 2026. It will be on the beach, the Virginia Beach Boardwalk to be specific. So Virginia Beach, September 15th to the 18th, 2026, externship with me. Would love to see you there. We'll have discounts for returners.
All right. We're still in our stage 2 series, except now we're still in step 6, and we're going to be talking about hesitations and mixed signals from the caregiving side of the tracks.
Welcome to the Leading Edge in Emotionally Focused Therapy with your hosts, Dr. James Hawkins and Dr. Ryan Rana. EFT is a dynamic model that humbles even the most seasoned therapists. Together, we want to come alongside you as you continually push the leading edge of your understanding and application of this wonderful model developed by Dr. Sue Johnson.
All right, here we go. Back in stage 2, this time stage 2, step 6, and where we've been talking a lot about green lights, but now we're going to talk about kind of like that yellow light when you go over to the person who's supposed to be in that caregiving responsive mode. And it's not that they're like mad or frustrated. It's just they have some hesitancy, some maybe a little bit of mistrust, and even kind of maybe what looks like positive signals, but it's not so well attuned to the vulnerability of the other partner.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, thank yous.
Yep.
You want to go ahead?
I was just going to thank you for being ready. That's your job, to be ready for anything. And when you can ground yourself in that to say, whatever comes up, I've got an attuned sort of counter move. That's when you start to do EFT, because until that day, you're not really present. So that's a sacrifice that you make to be ready for anything. So thank you for that sacrifice.
That's good, man. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to say ditto to that. Seriously.
Okay.
I've said that one in different ways. I talk about the emotional rubber coming off the tires every now and then. I just had to buy a new set of tires, but it's like for safety's sake. But it's like, yeah, sometimes it takes a load on us as therapists. So please, I want to encourage you. Ryan does it here for us. You need to be doing your physical health, working out, eating well, do things that like find ways to get away and get quiet and meditate and be connected with yourself and with nature. And please have a community of people that you love, that love you, that care about you as a person, not about what you do for them. I think we as helpers need to have those spaces. So
my grandpa used to say, never try to save money on tires, shoes, or mattresses.
I was good with him on the first 2.
He's like, you got to spend most of your time on those 3. That's a good point.
Grandpa's got some wisdom
right?
there.
That's right. That's the same thing you're saying in terms of self-care and all that. So that's
I've
good.
learned my lesson on that
Me
one.
Me too. Hard lessons.
All right. So here we are back in stage 2 now. So some examples, what we're going to be talking about is kind of like mixed responses. So for example, in stage 2, after you've done your step 5 and the partner's revealed their negative view of self and maybe sometimes the attachment fear associated with that, now sometimes the partner who's been listening, they might not respond necessarily like, oh gosh, that just kind of like, it makes me feel a sadness in my gut for you. That just makes me want to comfort you. This response is going to sound a little bit like, well, yeah, but I don't see you like that. Well, I don't want you to feel this way. I've never thought of you like that. I don't see you that way. There's so much good that you do. It's almost like trying to reassure, but if you don't catch it on the other side, think about what the other person just shared. Because the essence of what they just shared is, in these moments when I've tried my very best and it hasn't worked over and over again, what's really going on for me inside is I begin to believe I'm a failure. And because I'm a failure, no one would want me in this kind of place, or I'm too much here. And then when you start trying to reassure them of the positive, without recognizing it, you are almost reinforcing the very message. Just look at yourself in this light. This is the light in which you're lovable, or how I see you. Because then once again, even if you don't see them that way, they are then left alone to wrestle with that negative view of self, and their partner can't just move towards that with them.
Yeah.
Or even another one is, even sometimes I would say, well, I'll let Ryan talk about pursuer tears.
All right. Well, hang on. I want to
No, go
go
ahead.
back because something you said is really important. This you could do a series of episodes just on this one point.
Mm-hmm.
Because auto-regulation, self-regulation, and co-regulation, they're on the same spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
They're not enemies like we like to do in philosophy, right? I mean, all of us are going to do some of both, hopefully. So if you think about Edtronics research, 50-60% of the time a human can auto-regulate and self-soothe, and it's fun, as long as there's that sort of magical 30 to 40% where we co-regulate. And those two should go together. We talked about that on the differentiation episode, all that. I do want to add here, though, if my partner is in deep shame, and I do what a lot of Western culture, I don't know, maybe all culture can mess this up, and I decide not to caregive, be like, this is your issue. You need to go deal with that. And even if they can, let's say they have incredible whatever, coping skills or, whatever they do, even if they can do that, they still have had to get rid of some of their needs. They still have to get rid of some of their presence to auto-regulate. So even though it can sort of, quote, work, it still has consequences back in the relationship when done too often. So I think that's a really important point.
Man.
But the opposite's not true. If I can co-regulate with you, now your auto-regulation is effective because you're not having to do a cutoff, as Murray Bowen used to say. You're not having to get rid of anything. Now your self-regulation that you're going to do tomorrow, you can feel my presence with you, right? And I think that's the beauty of what Sue really gave to the world is that truth. So anyway, that's off to a side topic there, but it's an important one.
That is an important one, Ryan. I circled that. That's going to be another future episode too.
Okay.
All the forms of regulation, how they work together.
Yeah. I was at the trainers retreat a couple weeks ago and was talking to Jeff from, where is he from? Belgium? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he listens to us sometimes and he goes, you're a jock. I'm like, I know. He's like, you're always using sports metaphors, but for me, it's always music metaphors. And I'm like, I'm jealous. I wish I had more music metaphors. So here goes one. I can play maybe 3 songs on the piano, not well, like really basic stuff. Okay. So, but even at a basic novice like me, if I'm hitting those keys, I don't care if it's I dropped my dolly in the dirt or whatever those little silly songs are. I learned to play as a little boy. I took like 1 lesson. Even then, if I hit that key and it's off, it's like that one key is out of tune. I mean, it just like the whole room goes, ooh, right? And you don't have to be a professional like Jeff or somebody to go like, ooh, that is a little bit off. And that's what a yellow light is. We're in this rhythm of attaching, and it's like someone shares and drops, and you're like, hey, so right here, right now, today, when you hear their voice break, what'd you feel in your body? Right? And they give you a yellow light. And that's the norm that you should expect, because that's the majority of responses through EFT, especially in stage 1, sometimes showing up in stage 2. The most common yellow light in the world, I think, is I don't want them to feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's usually said with empathy. Like I felt the comforting, caregiving instinct coming forward, but the language was confusing. You see, I don't want you to feel that way is not the same as I'm with you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you converted. I'll give mine away and you can tell me what you would do. Usually when I hear that, it used to throw me off, but now I'm like, wow. So thank you, because what I think I'm seeing is even right now as they're showing this, you're someone that can see something different. But maybe even what's more important to me is you're also, your body's showing me you're willing to be here with them. Am I getting there? Am I close? Because even though you don't see them that way, this is the message that comes for them, and they've had to fight it alone. I guess even though you don't see them, but would you be willing when they face this message? Are you someone who is willing to be with them though when they face it, even if though you don't see them like that they don't have to be alone with it? And that's how I gently try to redirect them.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, here's the weird thing I'm going to say. I don't really care. I want the therapist to know what we're doing. Yeah. And then let your attunement and creativity,
I like that.
just what you just did. You just reframed that, right? Yeah. So just where it does bother me is if a therapist doesn't recognize, oh, that's a yellow light, not a green light. And green light is completely open and responsive. Yellow light is partially open, mixed. Red light is I'm closed, right? So we just to reintroduce that. But if this couple is here and paying me to say, we want closeness, we want to have a better relationship, then my job is to try to help people go green every time. And so that's what's most important to me is the therapist recognizes, okay, that's a little yellow. Let me see if I can distill that to see if I can get it to go green.
I like that.
So for me, and again, in these moments, and this is somewhat ironic because I'm a chatty Cathy. I use way too many words, as you know from this podcast. In this moment, though, I need to sacrifice that. I want to be as efficient as possible. So the word why is not very good in therapy. Outside, in assessment maybe, but once we're in therapy, why? If I say, why do you feel that way, James? You're out of here. You're going to go give me stories, which I don't want in these moments. This is the exception, though. Sometimes people look at their partner and with tons of empathy and like it's on, like this is good. Then they're like, I don't want you to feel that way. It couldn't be better at the main level of communication, but it's 10% off. Meaning the words are screwy.
I like that.
The words are screwy.
I don't want
so
to
I
feel
just
that
go,
way.
of course you don't. Of course it breaks your heart to
That's
see
the
your
one.
partner hurting. And so then I just say, why do you not want them to feel that way? And they often say, because I love them. And I point my hand. So
I like that.
as simple as possible. So a validation, a little bit of conjecture, and why don't you want them to feel that way? And it's
Because I love
usually,
them.
how much I care or because I love them. They're still my person. I'll just point my hand to say, enact it back.
That's right. Yeah. And what I like, and then what I usually would do probably to clean, that's me, maybe I fight for it too much. So hold on a second. As they reveal a place of it to you right here, right now, where they don't even believe that they're lovable. They're not doubting you. This is the message that's come for them in life, that they believe that they're in this place they're unlovable. Even right there, you're saying you love them. So I still want it to be tied to that even in the place it is a counteracting message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for that one, that's relatively simple. I don't see
like
that
that.
one, but only time I ever see that go wrong is when the therapist just sort of misses it and thinks it's green, right? Because I don't want you to feel that way is not comfort.
No, it's not.
Remember little Jimmy? He's laying on the playground bleeding. I don't want mom or the caretaker to run over and say, hey, little Jimmy, I don't want you to feel this way. I want mom to be present and comforting and soothing, right? That's what couples have lost the ability to do.
And it's particularly stage 2 is it's okay for you to feel that way in my presence. Mm-hmm. You don't have to hide it from me. Mm-hmm. And when those thoughts come for you, I'll stand right next to you.
There you go.
I'll be right with you.
There's your caregiver green light right there.
Exactly. That's what we ultimately want them to be able to say. So the other person now knows this is why it restructures the bond. Because now it's like, wait, even the parts of me I believe were unlovable can be loved? Oh, well, the game just changed there. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So that's that super, super thin yellow light, but we want you to see it as a yellow light. And then yellow lights grow a little bit into like disorientation, confusion. Right, not necessarily mad, not necessarily closed, but just a little bit of like, I don't understand. Especially from a withdrawer's position, because pursuers for years can sometimes act like they have all the answers. They pretend to be confident. They're the therapist. They're the fixer. They've read all the books, right? And then they find out actually they hate themselves, and they have a vicious negative model of self, inner critic, which is almost always true of a strident pursuer. And so then the withdrawer is like, what the hell? Like, what? What? And that's a yellow light.
That's right.
Because they probably are feeling something, but they're also feeling confusion and disorientation. So what do we do then? Right? I mean, again, it's up to you. Now it's your art, but the main thing, recognize it's yellow. My job's to see if we can get it green today. And so for me, I'm old school now. I want to move towards this with lots of validation and presence, knowing that I am on the clock here. So I don't want to start a new mission, but I do want to see if I can make space for the protected version of them and the longing version of them. You might go back and forth. Do we use the word parts or versions? We're going to have an episode on this coming up. I'm excited about it. All new stuff here that I didn't learn until 2 weeks ago. So there you go. But there's a version of them that is like, I don't know that I can trust this. What is this? I've heard nothing but criticism for 24 years, and now I'm hearing that you're the one who's not feeling bad. I thought I was the one who wasn't good, right? So it can be disorienting. So I want to find a way to go back and forth a few times between that protected part and that more longing part. And usually, if you do that well, it's in a tuned place, then the longing part will grow. Mm-hmm. And then when the longing part grows, I want to pass that comforting message over.
All right, then. Well, I don't want to help bloat this episode up. I think that gets right to the point of it. Y'all, we're glad to be back with you. Thank you for being patient in our hiatus while we were on the road. But once again, thank you for just joining us on this mission, because once again, it's not about me and Ryan. This podcast, you all, I want to make sure I say thank you to the listeners. You all have pushed us with the questions you ask, when we get to meet you in person, when we hear how you're applying this episode. It keeps pushing us to stay on our leading edge of learning. And also, I feel like it's helping me, once again, keep hanging out on my clients' leading edges with them, so that way they can grow and learn too. So thank you for all that y'all are doing.
We appreciate you. Your work matters. You're changing lives. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening. We hope this experience helps you push the leading edge in your work to help people connect with themselves and with each other. Please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a 5-star review. You can contact us at pushtheleadingedge@gmail.com, and you can follow us on our Facebook page at Push the Leading Edge. You can follow Ryan on Facebook at Ryan Rana Professional Training and on his website, ryanranatraining.com. You can follow James on Facebook and Instagram at DocHawkLPC. You can also check out his website, DocHawkLPC.com.